Welcome to Chatsunami. Hello everybody and welcome back to Chatsunami. My name's Chatsunami, and as you've probably seen from my announcement last week, I got invited to Epic Comic Con to take part in their content creator scheme. This has been run by the fantastic folk over at Fan Frontier and will be happening from the 6th to the 7th of September at the Glasgow SEC. So for those of you who don't know, I've been going to these types of cons probably since I was in my mid to late teens. Initially I was nervous about going to them because of the stigma attached to them, meaning that I felt pressurised not to express some of my geekier interests out of fear of being ridiculed. But as time went on and I got to meet fellow congoers, I realised that it can be a fantastic place for fans of all kinds to visit and enjoy their mutual interests in a safe and welcoming space. I was even at Epic Comic Con last year and I have to say they did a fantastic job, but I'm sure you clicked on this wondering what kind of things to expect while you're there. Well, don't worry Pandalorians, because I will walk you through it. If you want to read through the full breakdown at your leisure, then please head over to the website www.forthefans.uk, where they have an extensive guide about what's going on. But without any further ado, here's one Scottish Red Panda's tips on what to expect at Epic Comic Con. First up, let's talk about the guests, as I'm sure that's one of the main reasons that a lot of you will be attending. As always, there are some brilliant folk attending this year, and if you haven't already bought your tickets to get autographs and photos with them, then they're available now on the website. This year you'll be able to see fantastic guests such as Robert Carlyle, who, let's face it, needs no introduction. He was in Once Upon a Time, Trainspotting, 28 Weeks Later, The Full Monty, the list goes on. We have Ellen Thomas, who was in Arcane and EastEnders, Heartstopper's duo Jenny Walser and Toby Donovan, which I have to say, great show. Voice actors Luke Dale and Tom Mackay from Kingdom Come 2, Gavin Mitchell, aka Bobby the Barman from Still Game, singer and voice actress Elise Lovelock, who has been in the fantastic Has-Been Hotel, and is Uzi from Glitch's Murder Drones. Going on the voice actor route, we also have Connor McLeod, who plays Hazard in Overwatch 2. Wrestling wise, we've got Harley Hudson, and last but certainly not least, we have the powerhouse wrestling team Gallus with Mark Kofi, Joe Kofi, and Wolfgang. One thing that I have to stress is that if you've booked any photo ops with these guests, then please remember to arrive on time for your slot. And also be aware that some of the guests will only be appearing for one day and not the entire weekend, so please keep that in mind. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't want to be watching STV in the evening and see one of you being carted away in cosplay due to missing out on your allocated slot. But one of my favourite parts personally, other than the live wrestling event of course, which my friend, wrestler and fellow co-host Martin McAllister would no doubt throw me out of the ring for if I didn't mention it, is going through Artist Alley. These are talented individuals who get the chance to showcase their wonderful art with the rest of the Congoers every year. From stickers to prints, this is where artists come together to show off what cool things you can buy for your collection. All I would say is be wary of your wallet in this section, because trust me, there are so many things that you want to pick up there. Last time I was there, I think I picked up a good couple of stickers that are still attached to my podcast laptop. Truth be told, I am running out of room for stickers, but at the same time you can never have enough, right? If you're more in the mood for merch however, then please feel free to check out Vendors Valley as well, as they usually have a vast range of items from anime to general pop culture stuff that you can buy. This can also be extended to the Comics Village section, where we have even more talented guests arriving, such as Mark Ellerby, who has worked on the Rick and Morty comic, Regular Show and Adventure Time, Sarah Grally and Steph Purenens, who both have worked on the fantastic Our Super Adventure. If you haven't seen that floating about on Instagram, I would recommend it. Monty Nero, who's done things like Death Sentence, Chrome Roses, and also worked on Hulk and X-Men. We have Time Bomb Comics, well known for Captain Scarlet, Spectrum, Quantum and Brawler, and last but certainly not least, we've got the Steve Dillon exhibition. Honestly, if you're a comic fan, definitely swing by this particular section of of the convention. Now, if you want the full list of vendors, guests, and all the cool peeps that are going to be there, then please check out the guide on the Fan Frontiers website. One other thing I'd like to mention as well is just how accessible it is for families as well. EpicCon and even its predecessors always have a kid-friendly area, which has a wide range of activities, including things like face painting. So if you're a family that loves to share in geeky topics, then they are more than welcome there. I just feel like it's a really cool thing for the con to be so inclusive of. Speaking of inclusivity, there's also quiet spaces available if congoers get overwhelmed, as well as ear defenders on sale on the day for £5. So if you're curious about this, definitely reach out to staff members on the day for more information. Or as I said, please feel free to check out the guide on the website. It also leads me on to a bit of a slightly more serious topic, that of course being the ways to not only make the most of the weekend, but also how to keep safe. Without any further ado, and in true Chatsunami style, here's 3 ways to enjoy Epic Comic Con next weekend. First, stay safe. For a lot of first-time congoers, you may be excited to meet your friends or fellow fans from that thing you like, but just remember to do it in a safe and secure place, preferably on Glasgow SEC grounds. If for whatever reason you feel uncomfortable or unsafe, then you can reach out to staff members at the con who should be wearing identifiable t-shirts, or even use the Ask for Angela system. Also, don't forget to bring a portable charger for your phone, because believe me, I've been caught out with that before, and it is so important to keep it charged. Second, stay awesome. Look, there's going to be a lot of cool people there, myself included. Please, no photographs, no! Okay, maybe one more. Come on. But be respectful of your fellow congoers. Don't take pictures without their permission, or harass them if they choose not to talk to you. Cosplay does not equal consent, and whether or not you mean it as a joke, just remember that they are not really the characters they are depicting. And no matter how cool they may or may not be, do not bother them while they're resting or eating. Remember, this is a safe space for everybody to geek out in, and everybody's entitled to that. So if you're thinking of taking pictures, or even creating content like myself at the con, please read the guidelines about what is acceptable and what isn't. And finally, stay hydrated. While you may be excited to be there, you still need to keep hydrated. You can either bring a water bottle to refill, or take some emergency snacks with you so that you can keep going for the whole day. There'll also be food vans in the con itself where you can buy hot meals and such, which is very, very important. I often joke about snacks, but for as awesome as Epic Comic Con is, it is not more important than your well-being while you're there. As I said, I'll be attending there as the guy in the Chatsunami branded hoodie, so if you spot me, then please feel free to reach out and say hello. While it's definitely not a requirement, if you're even down for an interview about how you're finding Epic Comic Con on the day, then please let me know, because I would love to hear your thoughts, and even include them in our retrospective episode once the con is finished. I'll of course be attending for the full weekend, so be sure to look out. But remember, just because we lock eyes doesn't mean that you'll have to be interviewed like you're being thrown into a Pokemon battle. A friendly hello is more than enough. Cannot wait to see you all there. One thing that I want to briefly touch on, and it's something one of my friends at the con warned me about, is on Sunday the 7th of September at 3 PM, there is supposed to be an emergency broadcast test being carried out by the government, which I'm assuming that Epic Comic Con will indeed alert their congoers, but please do not feel worried if you're in the con and then it sounds like someone's unlocked a Call of Duty streak or something. So yeah, just be wary of that. Check out Epic Comic Con and the Glasgow SEC from the 6th to the 7th of September. For more information, check out the website over at www.forthefans.uk. But as always, thank you all so much for listening to this episode. I cannot wait to see all of you there. If you would like to check out more episodes from myself before the convention, then you can check us out at our website, chatsunami.com, as well as all good podcast apps. Huge shout out to our Pandalorian patrons as well: Robotic Battle Toaster, Sonia, Ghostie, and Cryptic 1991. Thank you all so much for the support. And if you would like exclusive access to early episodes, commentary tracks, and so much more, then you can check us out at our Patreon page, patreon.com/Chatsunami. But as always, stay safe, stay awesome, and most importantly, stay hydrated.